this country has need changing, and they need changing now.
Right now at 11 o'clock, calls for peace and justice in the name of Trayvon Martin. But this day of action seemed to take on a different tone. Good evening, I'm Diane Dwyer. Terry McSweeney has the night off. The streets of Oakland are calm tonight on this National Day of Action, a day when people across this country rallied for a cause. NBC Bay Area's Monty Francis is in Oakland, where people called for change. Monty?
Well, Dan, good evening. We are at Lake Merritt, where tonight people held a candlelight vigil for Trayvon Martin. This peaceful gathering caps a full week of protests here in Oakland in response to last Saturday's verdict.
Until all young people are safe, none of us are safe.
About 50 people stood in a circle near Lake Merritt tonight, holding candles and reflecting on a week full of outrage, peaceful protests, and violence that at times spilled into the streets of Oakland.
People have been really angry about it, and they have every right to be angry about it. But what's going to get us through this, what's actually going to transform our nation to ensure there's no more Trayvons, that's love.
Earlier in the day, about 200 people gathered in front of the federal building in downtown Oakland to demand that the Justice Department pursue a civil rights case against George Zimmerman. That rally was organized by 17-year-old Justin Jones, who just graduated from Hercules High School. He's the same age as Trayvon Martin was when he was killed.
And also we're calling for peace in our communities. Whether in the neighborhoods of West Oakland or a gated community in Sanford, Florida, we need to end gun violence. So that's why we're here, and especially the youth. We're trying to get them involved in this modern-day civil rights movement.
We have come together as humanity, fighting for justice.
When Oakland Mayor Jean Quan took the mic, several people in the crowd heckled her and booed.
Let us make sure that we invest in young people in America, and particularly young black men.
And it was Justin who calmed the crowd.
This is a place, an open forum for everyone. So if you want to act rowdy, then go home.
People are outraged, they're frustrated, and a lot of them are hurt. But today we're trying to ask them to take all those emotions and turn into positive, peaceful, intelligent action.
Afterwards, the mayor deflected questions about why police failed to step in on several occasions this past week when protests turned violent.
But I really don't want to talk about today's story is the voices of these young people. Please use their story. Please use the fact that they are afraid.
Tonight at Lake Merritt, people shared their stories and talked about race and about their fears and their hopes.
That's when people don't look at Trayvon and see fear. They look at Trayvon and see their son. They see somebody's son. They see somebody's little boy that they want to protect.
And tonight's vigil was organized by the Ella Baker Center for Human Rights. The center says it's taking part in the National Night Out on August 6th to make the streets safer for all youth. Live in Oakland tonight, Monty Francis, NBC Bay Area News.
Thank you, Monty.